Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Binary Breakers. Hope for the holidays. It looks like we are ready for our next run, Sword of the Sea NMG plus NMG race between Redman and Wilburn. Take it away, guys.
Hey. Okay. My cue? Alright. Hey, so I'm Redman, and I'm here to speedrun Sword of the Sea by Giant Squid. And I'm here to go fast, and I have an awesome racer by the name of Wilbun. Wilbun, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Wilbun84. Really excited to be here playing one of my favorite games of all time. Shout out to Binary Breakers for having us and the Lavender Rights Project. And we got some really amazing commentators with us as well. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Newt, and I also speedrun this game. Excited to be here.
I'm also a runner for the game, and yeah, it's very excited.
Yeah, and
Go ahead.
This run begins by loading a preloaded save that skips the opening cutscene. So when runners are ready, we can just start off our run. Counting down from 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Let's do it.
Okay, so Sword of the Sea is this like fantasy surfing game that's all about building momentum and doing sick tricks through the air. And the primary bit of movement tech that's super relevant here is the boosts. And you build boosts by doing tricks in the air, and then you spend them on the ground. Very similar to like Mario Kart boost mushrooms, and chaining them together will give you extra momentum. And so the primary movement of this game is going to be about like building boosts fast and then spending them as fast as possible and keeping that boost off cooldown. And you can use them to do a lot of cool tricks that gain a lot of height, as you might see here, to try and skip this opening cutscene trigger. As Redman gets that over on one screen.
Oh, actually, both players
barely hit the trigger at the end there.
Yeah. That trick normally saves about 5 seconds.
Yeah, and it's utilizing a piece of movement tech that we call boost bouncing. Do you want to explain how that works?
Yeah, so boost bouncing is a piece of tech where you use a very steep piece of geometry. You ride up onto the geometry, you boost while you're on it, and it redirects your momentum from horizontal direction to the vertical direction. And there's some variation with the timing between, depending on the angle of the geometry that you use, but for the most part, we generally refer to all of those kinds of pieces of movement as a BB.
Yeah, you'll see a BB right here on Wilburn's screen first, off of a rock to gain a lot of height and skip opening a gate to get to the east side of this level. Right there, just flying all the way over that sand wall. And on Red's screen as well in just a moment.
Yeah, and so the primary goal of the game is to return all of the water to this world. And as we'll see, as Will is lowering this sand level in this part of the level, it will reveal what we call an ocean seed in a cage. And the goal of this level, and most of them, is to collect all of these and use them to turn large portions of the game world back into water.
Yeah, and to open this gate, we need to activate 2 lanterns. And you'll notice that there's a slight delay between actually activating the lantern and the cutscene playing. And you can use that to do extra inputs, and you can actually do that right here on the second lantern to input a little jump to get down from that ledge to be in a better position to collect the ocean seed.
Right, and we'll see lots of that using pre-cutscene time to activate abilities later in the run. Particularly one ability called Water Rail that we haven't seen yet is very useful for that, but only one of our players actually has access to that ability right now. And you'll notice that one player's armor is red and one is blue. The player with red armor has access to the Water Rail ability right now, and the other player does not.
Yeah, and utilizing this wave here to make it up onto this plateau. The waves in this game are deterministic, and they're based on a very long more than a minute long cycle, and so you can, if you have a timer, you can perfectly predict where the waves are going to be. But variance, it's a 3D game, so there's going to be a lot of variation from run to run, so you kind of have to react. But we'll be utilizing the fact that these waves are deterministic later. For now, we're moving on to West Side Gate Skip, which is another really nice boost bounce off of these rocks that we're going to use to skip the other gate in this level, because opening them is a long cutscene and you have to do some activities like inside, but going up the side of this rock face with some really nice boost bounces is enough to make it to the second Ocean Seed for Will. And Red is coming up on West Side Gate Skip as well in just a moment.
And Will has actually fallen down and
Oh no!
which allows Red to have a lot of time to try and catch up.
Yep, so let's see this West Side Gate Skip from Red. One beautiful jump there. And another one to make it all the way up the cliff face. And only parts of this cliff face you can actually ride on and boost off of. And so our players are only a couple seconds apart.
Wow.
Activating this second Ocean Seed. But yeah, you can sort of abuse the wonky geometry of this game to gain a lot more height than I think the developers necessarily intended for us to.
Absolutely. And the next level that we'll be moving into after we get down here to this cutscene trigger, we'll be making lots of use of non-intended routes.
Yeah, and you can see that we've turned part of this level from sand into water. There are quite a few different types of terrain in this game. So sand is sort of decently fast, water is very fast, and then there's like rock and stone structures which are fairly slow. So whenever water is available, it's a good idea to stay on the water and just gain higher base speed. So usually the levels start like ramping up in speed once you've activated like an Ocean Seed, and you can start going really, really fast.
Yeah.
But that's the end of level 1.
The best
And
level
we'll
coming
have-
up.
Yeah.
It's a very
Top
pretty
one
level.
Well done to both our runners. Getting through Veiled Sea, which is one of the hardest levels in the game, has a lot of really
Yes.
finicky jumps and is pretty technical as well.
I'd say it's like the second hardest level in the game. Just right off the bat, you get a pretty difficult one.
Yeah.
Big reset point.
hmm Coming up on Lost Grotto, this is the second level of the game, and we're going to be climbing up through this ruined city and boosting over a bunch of rooftops. Now, the sort of routing of this level is designed to try and minimize the amount of time we spend just sitting around charging jumps. So like chaining boosts off of rooftops is going to be the fastest way to get from A to B here, especially because we have a lot of vertical height to cover as well. And there's a lot of freedom with routing in this level because we found a bunch of different routes that all sort of end up being 1 or 2 seconds different, so runners can go for personal preference with a lot of this. And as you can see, they're chaining boosts together to make it all the way across these rooftops.
Right. And as they're landing, they're also boosting immediately by buffering their boost button, which can really increase your speed through this section.
Yeah, and even though these roofs have a fairly shallow slope, you can still get a lot of height by doing launches off of them with boosts and charge jumps. You can use that to climb all the way up to the top of this castle. This final one being definitely the toughest one.
Oh,
With a
goodness.
couple of attempts, but we're skipping a bunch of intended gameplay where you go inside and you faff around. But
Mm-hmm.
Wilbun making it to the Ocean Seed there, and Red in hot pursuit with this final jump. This final jump is more difficult for Red because he chooses to use the blue cloak, and the water rail gives you the ability to, like, if you ram into a wall, you get like a small vault that can gain a little bit of extra height. And so a little bit easier for the red cloak, but both of our runners still very, very close.
Very close. The descent route that we're about to take has a dangerous path and a slightly safer path for blue, with Redman playing at blue right now. Because the trick that we'll see on Wilbun's screen here in just a second is actually very, very difficult to pull off without a water rail, though it is possible. But Red could potentially use that opportunity to pull some extra time.
Yeah, we're seeing slightly diverging routes when it comes to. Oh no!
Oh, goodness.
Slightly diverging routes when it comes to the descent here, and massive chasms everywhere. So it's quite easy to get. If you don't get your distance exact, then you go plummeting all the way down and void out.
Yes. The respawn mechanic in this game is actually quite interesting, because the game keeps track of your last position standing on solid ground, similar to other games like Dark Souls, but the update is actually a little bit strange, and it's actually possible to be on a surface for so little time that does not actually allow you to respawn there, so it can be risky going fast enough.
Yeah,
so that
especially if
you
you're
lose your
chaining
respawn.
boosts.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the second character of the game, the Wanderer, who's going to be joining us on our journey. Her sword was out of energy, so we gave her a little recharge there. And yeah, maybe we should explain what this category even is. So New Game Plus means that we've already beaten the game, and that gives the runners access to the Wisp Cloak, which is the boosting ability. You don't get that in a new game. So obviously New Game Plus is way faster. And then we're also doing no major glitches, which is a rule set that has 2 major restrictions. You don't get to go out of bounds, and you don't get to abuse instances of the tech that warps you back in bounds if the game finds out that you're out of bounds, which can occur while you're in the intended area of the game, but we ban both of those for the no major glitches category, which makes for quite a different run, because you can definitely break this game.
Very true. As we enter Forbidden Valley, Wilbun is going to be leaving this kind of input method here shortly and riding the dolphin, and it totally changes the style of play. And you want to explain scrubbing?
Yeah, so scrubbing is this term, I believe it was Soulmass that found it, comes from dirt biking, and it's basically you turn the dolphin slightly whenever you do a jump, and it'll do this barrel roll, which is good for building up speed over time, and is slightly faster in some areas and a lot faster in others compared to simply just swimming through the sand.
Right.
Another
we also
thing
make
that's-
heavy use of...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You go.
We make heavy use of moving during cutscenes with the dolphin. As you'll see here, every time the camera is pulled away, you're still able to move the dolphin, at least most of the time. There's a couple of unique instances where that's not true, but we'll be using that extensively in Forbidden Valley.
Yeah, and this is the so-called kickflip room, where there's a couple of weird pieces of geometry on this pillar that Will is jumping on. And if you hit it correctly, you can actually just jump off of it onto the top of the pillar. And that gives us a really nice, easy shot at this first crystal, and we need to break 2 of these crystals in the room. Red is also entering the kickflip room here. And yeah, you can also move during the crystal cutscene, and it is technically possible to hit the second crystal while the cutscene for the first crystal is playing, but it is extremely difficult. But both players getting a nice kickflip here, and they're still very, very close in this race. Especially because the very difficult trick is coming up, which saves a lot of time.
Yes, this trick that we're about to see
No
in
pressure.
just a few seconds on Wilbun's screen is called Right Side Dolphin.
We're definitely about to see it. For sure.
It is very difficult, but it saves nearly 45 seconds under ideal conditions.
Yeah, you need to get a very precise jump off of a ledge up here to try and avoid falling into the center of this room, and instead hit like the second tier of this plateau over on the right side. So let's see, he's also dodging an invisible wall on his right side.
And we've got it.
Oh my gosh. Holy.
That was by a hair. And Red is also coming up on it in just a moment. Let's see if he gets it.
Oh.
Luckily, if you undershoot, you get to retry, and it doesn't lose that much time.
All right, 3rd time's the charm.
That looks pretty good.
That looks very good.
Ah, that looks
Oh,
fantastic. Look at
that
that.
was
Beautiful from both of our runners there. And as Wilbur enters this water spout, you can look at Redman's screen and see that we're also using coyote frames on the dolphin here. You get quite a generous amount of coyote time where you can jump after leaving a ledge, and you can use that to make it all the way onto that little piece of bridge, which is not intended as the strategy to make it to this crystal. But the intended, there's like a staircase that spawns. It doesn't spawn if you do dolphin right side jump, so we kind of have to do that little coyote jump.
Well, I
Right,
just
here's
had
another-
a that's never happened before moment.
Oh.
So it pushed me in a direction I've never seen it done.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a marathon without something you've never
Nope,
seen before.
wouldn't be.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
As Will enters this next geyser that's about to spawn, there's another instance of cutscene movement that's not very apparent, but we'll see. I'll wait until we actually launch here, but this extreme launch, it's actually possible to change where you land in this platform based on your camera rotation and the input direction. And that's actually quite common throughout the run, is using both camera rotation and the input direction during what you would assume to be stationary moments to change things.
The goal being to land near that final water spout. If you like do the inputs opposite, you can end up really, really far away from it.
Yes.
So important to remember to do. Okay, so this is kind of the goal of the game being shown here. We've activated the biggest of all the ocean seeds with the help of the dolphin, and that lets us fire this like Star Wars looking water laser at the tower. And the tower is now half green, and we got to make the tower full green, so we got to find another one of those, and that's the area we'll be moving to. Oh, say hi to the worm
Say hi to
on
the worm.
Will's screen.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
All right, immediately after Will's loading screen here, we're going to be racing against a clock. This level is called Shadow Tundra, and it contains a very, very difficult skip, using that cycle that we mentioned earlier with the wave times. So both players, as soon as they enter this level and gain control, are going to be moving as fast as they can to try and hit an ideal cycle for one of the waves that spawns to get an extreme jump over an area.
Yeah, so Blizzard Skip, as we call it, there's an area later in the game where the player enters a blizzard, and there's an intended path through the blizzard, and you void out if you touch the ground outside of this intended path. But luckily, the start and the end of this intended path are reasonably close to one another. And if we can do a really good jump, we can make it from the beginning to the very end. And Aya actually found a consistent setup that's dependent on you being really fast through this first area. And it looks like Wilbun is on pace right now, but things can always happen.
Right. Yeah, they're aiming for 1 minute 25 seconds in level time from load. And this jump that we're doing right now actually skips a cutscene.
Yeah, there's
And
the
the
worm.
blizzard is just ahead. Goodbye, worm.
Yeah. So it looks like we're on pace for Wilbun. Red is also coming up. The cutscene skip that Will did by jumping off to the side there is a lot more difficult on blue. So pressure is on red again.
That looks good.
That is a beautiful blizzard skip by Wilbun, just
That's
soaring all the
amazing
way
blizzard
over.
skip. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And we'll be watching Red to see if he can make the cycle as well as Will enters the giant room and tries to climb up onto the armor of this giant. Oh,
Red
that
with
looks good
the-
from Red.
Wow, the cutscene.
Now
skip
we
was
just need to
perfect as
execute on
blue.
the final bit of the blizzard skip here. Give him a little time to focus.
Yep.
That looks good. Oh no!
Oh, and just caught the top of the hill.
Yeah.
There are backups for Blizzard Skip. They kind of depend on your ability to recognize where you are in the very long cycle. So we're going to give Red some more serious time. That looks good.
That looks pretty good. Ah, that's so beautiful.
That's beautiful.
you can enter some serious silly territory if you miss the first consistent part of Blizzard skip. Like trying to find a backup consistently, but Red's been practicing and it's paying off.
So the room that Wilbun just finished by hitting that ocean seed, it's actually possible to skip that entire room, but it makes use of a glitch that we're not allowed to use in this category.
You'll see Red climbing the armor here by using a nice launch off of this bit of... Okay, we're trying again. Doing a launch off of this this bit of the skirt, you can get all the way up to the top of the giant.
Yes.
And Will is doing a fun little trick here in this area where you have to ring 3 bell towers. And the first one is here, and the developers put a nice invisible wall in the way so you can't just go over the bell tower. But yeah, it's full of holes, so
So you can just do it
Will
anyway.
can just sneak by there.
Luckily, they added a safeguard on the other side so that the bell rings automatically, and does
And
not
that's a
trigger the
nice launch
cutscene.
from Red.
Oh, good launch. The route that we're seeing Will take through this part of the level is actually, it's kind of route agnostic, whether you go to the left or to the right first to ring the other 2 bells. So it's, we might see them use slightly different strategies depending on what they're comfortable with.
I'm pretty sure Red goes to the right tower first.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, and so a lot of this this movement is gets really fast, and like some of this terrain is like snow and ice that has its own wonky physics system, so you can often get sent in strange directions. So these runners are having to do a lot of pretty precise parkour to make sure they don't go flying like all the way away from their intended path. See a nice little jump from Will here to make it all the way up
Very
to that
good.
second tower,
Very
or
good
third,
job.
I suppose. As Red is entering 3 bell towers as well, attempting to do the bell tower jump to skip the first tower.
Some of the, you may have noticed these little towers with a blue glow. Those contain extra boost wisps, and so it can be beneficial to route smartly so that you hit those to reduce the amount of burden you have to place on yourself by jumping and hitting tricks.
Yeah. There are certain areas in this game where if you want to go like optimal speed, you really, really, really have to like map out your boosts and how many tricks you can do every time you get air. But in these areas where you get the pylons that give you extra boosts, just managing to stay near them is often good enough.
Yes. That's one of the hardest points for a lot of early runners is like remembering to be doing tricks like at all times.
Yep. And
Hey,
Will is freeing our second water spirit friend, the shark here, which we will also get to play as Red does some really nice movement into the third tower.
Is now an okay time for me to chime in with a quick message?
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just want to update everyone on our next bid war here for Kabuto Park. We have 3 different name bid wars for you to name the bug friends in the game. For the third option here, the third bid war we have here for the third bug we're going to meet, the 3 options are Hero Cross 2, Gug Bame, Cassie Buttbug, and Wario. So be sure to get your donations in for those.
What's your vote for?
Wario.
I'm a big fan of Gugbame, personally.
So this level that Will has entered is called Frozen Drifts, and we get to play as a shark, and we get a cute little lunge. Instead of the dolphins jump, we get to go fast and hit big number on the speedometer. This level though is pretty tech light. It doesn't have very much going on in terms of technical tricks that you can use. There's a few things like you can maintain extra speed through hitting the lunge directly into a crystal, and it gives you a little bit more momentum. Aside from that, there's not much that actually impacts the run.
Yeah, there are some moments where you can use the crystal boosting, as we call it. You lunge into a crystal and you maintain high speed for longer. If you gain airtime while moving at that high speed, you can do some cool jumps that skip over some of these snow walls that are in the areas. But they're very, very precise jumps, and they save seconds, and they lose quite a bit more. So they're quite risky to go for, especially, I mean, in a race.
Yeah.
That being said, I think you should go for it, Will. This one is so easy.
I'm good.
I think this might
Yeah.
actually be like my least consistent one.
Yeah, this
Or-
one is very, very difficult, especially if you get there really fast. The snowdrift, like right ahead of the crystal, is in a horrible, horrible position.
Yes.
And it's just impossible to get.
Yeah. What we're actually about to see is after we light these lanterns and raise another hill to climb for the shark, there's actually
Okay, just
a
1 second.
slowdown
Look at Red
trigger.
here. He's going for crystal boost.
Ooh.
Look at that! Look at that height! Oh,
I've
almost!
never seen it go that high before.
That was crazy. Okay, back to Will.
Right. So above this hill, there is a trigger that makes the game slow down. And so if you leave the top of that hill with too much momentum, you can actually lose time by causing the game to go into slow motion and keeping you in the air for way longer.
Yeah,
But
it's like a cinematic cam
yeah.
thing it's doing. All right, well,
Something to mention too, while we're in the most linear level, is that all the other levels in this game are so fantastic in giving the player a lot of freedom to express how they want to play, and you can already see that with myself and Redman, essentially using different characters that have different movesets, still pulling off a lot of the same tricks, but also using completely different routes in this game and achieving very similar and competitive times. So
yeah.
it's one of my favorite games that just really lets you do what you want, and especially in the beginning days of routing this game, everybody was contributing so much. Everybody had a route and a way to do a different level, and it's been awesome to try to combine all those things into the best route, which I still think we don't have yet. I mean, people are still discovering stuff to this
Yeah,
day, so
the
pretty
game
cool.
does not have like an optimal route at the moment. It's very fun that you can just kind of do your own thing. In fact, the world record holder for this category kind of just does his own thing a lot. I don't think he even does chirp boosting still, right?
What do you mean?
Cookies? I think it's
No.
Newt now. I think Newt
Yeah.
snatched it
But
away.
wait, Newt, you
shout
been
out,
running
shout out
NMG?
cookies, shout out cookies.
Shout out
what-
Cookies.
what
Yeah, Cookie's been
happened?
doing a bunch of work on this this category of the game, but yeah, Newt snatched it away. Just
Oh, no.
casually just dropped the run in the Discord.
Dude. Oh no.
Okay, and we'll
Um,
see the cinematic cam skip here from Red as well. Beautifully done. And
Beautifully done.
yeah, for quite a long cutscene coming up here. So if host has any messages, this would be a good time.
Yeah, I can chime in with a couple of a short message here. We are currently still trying to hit the bid war for Kabuto Park. We have 3 different name bid wars. Some of the name options for the first bid war is the intended feature, software error, % do not delete, and 404 not found. So be sure to type exclamation point, donate in the chat to get your donations in for the Kabuto Park bid wars, the name bid wars.
404.
Wonderful.
Very good.
And yeah, for a bit more lore, the worm, the snake, she woke up in the cutscene that we didn't watch, and now she's mad. But luckily, the Wanderer is here to save us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we get to fire our second Death Star laser. But you should be looking at red screen here. So for this climb, we kind of glossed over it on Will's attempt through this, but you can do a lot of really good crystal boosts off of all these crystals, and you can even chain them together in this upcoming section to gain a lot of speed and a lot of height,
Yes.
which is sometimes even to the detriment of the runner, because you go slamming into walls. But yeah, look at that speedometer. I mean, almost 3,000 kilometers an hour.
This next level is one that a lot of time can be made or broken in for both runners here. So
Yeah. So
Probably the other
coming up.
the other biggest skip in the run too. Probably
Yeah.
the
Oh,
most nerve-wracking
absolutely.
section.
The biggest skip in the run by far.
Yeah,
yes.
the most infamous one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Plenty of people. I think there's probably like almost 10 ways to do this skip it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys go ahead.
Yeah. The level is split into two segments, though. We have, before we get to that huge skip, we have a roughly 2-minute long interior temple section that is very technical and makes use of the cutscene movement using water rail very extensively. Though this level, we've seen Red not be able to use the water rail, but this level is where you have it normally. So this level, both players are on equal footing as soon as they're both in, because they both have access to water rail, which belongs to the Wanderer technically. So
yeah, and so the section that we're going to be skipping is like the second section where this level really opens up, and there's a huge portion of the game with like a bunch of boats and some sky islands that you get to traverse and climb up. And the goal is to like activate these sections of a bridge that lead to the exit. But doing a really fun skip called Three Bridges, we get to skip all of that in just a moment. As the runners are using cutscene time here, as you can see, Will using the water rail while in the cutscene to gain extra distance there.
yes.
And a nice little boost launch off of this rock can get you up here a little faster. And yeah, Will is one cutscene away from getting to try Three Bridges skip.
And the fun thing about Three Bridges
Getting to
skip
try.
is not only is it difficult, but every backup we have for it is also difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can really stress enough just how much time this saves. The rest of this level is massive, but the exit door is pretty close to where we enter the big open area, so we just go straight to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it saves.
On a normal playthrough, it's probably like 20 minutes of a massive open world area that we're essentially not going to see.
Yeah. Okay, giving Will a little bit of serious time here, as Red is also entering this level.
No, just talk through it.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
So he's going to
Give
be
me
going.
silly time.
Yeah. He's going to be going for a variant here where he gains a lot of speed and then hits this boat.
Nah.
Oh, not
It's not
entirely
happening.
getting enough speed. So
Shout
the
out
boat
to
has
Cookies, though.
the
Glad I
boat has
tried.
a really nice curve there that you can use to gain a ton of vertical distance. But he's going to do a different variant here where he goes to this floating boat and does some sick half pipe tricks to get enough height, make it all the way over to the end. You can see this phantom bridge is kind of still lingering there, and you're supposed to make it, real by activating ocean seeds, but we skip all of that, and that is the end of Sacred River for Will, as Red is also moving through the temple section here.
And shout
can
out
really
to Neon
see-
for the backup
Oh,
of
yeah,
that trick.
as well.
Yeah.
And again, the backup is literally just doing it a different way. It's not like an easier strat. It's just like,
Yeah.
Right.
okay, I'm just gonna go do it on this side of the.
Yeah, exactly.
bridge.
The next level that we're entering is called Boiling Cavern. It is an extremely technical and very short level, but the density of tricks is just kind of mind-boggling for an early player.
We're also getting introduced to a new type of terrain, lava, which is like water in that it makes you go pretty fast, but it's also dangerous. If you stand on lava while you have this burning effect on you that you get from standing on lava, then you burn to death and you void out and get reset back to your last stable ground. So the runners will be trying to maximize the time they get to use the lava without actually burning to death throughout that level, as Red is also coming up on his Three Bridges skip, doing a different variant of the skip as well, which is going to be really cool to watch. And Will just moving through the first area here. You can see the lava, and we'll be trying to do something that's almost out of bounds.
Almost out of bounds. Yeah, actually, I would like to talk about out of bounds in this level. The out of bounds route is crazy and really impressive to watch. But we actually...
That's a
because of the
beautiful
way that
Three
the
Bridges
level is
from Red,
made-
by the way.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
Yeah. And he's
and
going
going
over
to the same boat that
boat
Will
there.
used.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because of the way that the level is made, the it can be a little bit going for the inbounds. It can be a little bit arbitrary what we decide to call out of bounds in Boiling Cavern. So we have some strict definitions, and those definitions allow us, or have led us to allow players to jump over that wall and that gate that Wilbun just opened using that bubble, using the one window up there that doesn't have an invisible wall in it for some reason.
Yeah, it's a skip that has this weird problem where you can do it and be in bounds and just go through the window, and the window is part of the level. But if you don't make the height the first time around, the way to get up to the window involves you going out of bounds, and
Yeah.
so you suddenly can't really do the back jump.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I got
just a-
caught on a little ledge there, so didn't
Yeah.
quite make it.
Yeah. And now both players are in Boiling Cavern.
Yeah, and Red is kind of the tech person behind this this skip where we skip that gate that Wilbun had to do inbounds. So we'll get to see if the master can teach the student a thing or two here.
You gotta do it.
This next section involves a scripted death, and so some players will try to escape this, thinking it's like a boss arena or something like that, but the quickest way is just to drop straight down to the lava and enjoy the scenery as you die.
Okay, let's watch Red go for this. Ooh. Yeah, that does not
Looks
look like enough
Red
height.
has not gotten the height.
Alright, that's unlucky 0 for 2 for that skip,
Yeah.
but it is very difficult, and you're doing like boosts with and small jumps on that lava lake before it with I mean, you know, tenths of a second of precision multiple times setting up for that jump. So it's very, very hard, especially with the blue cloak as well.
Yes. And we have time to just kind of watch Red for the next long time until
Yeah,
we
there's a
finish this level,
cutscene.
because the cutscene that we're watching on Will's screen, titled Rebirth, is very long.
Yeah, Will died, and now a fish is gonna come revive him.
Do you have time for a quick message?
Yes,
Hell
we
yeah.
will.
Okay. We have a hold on one sec. We have a $5 donation here from Fant GFX with the
Hi,
message.
fans.
Shout out to the SOTS speedrunning Discord. What a beautiful game and beautiful players. Can't wait to see how the run ends. Thanks, y'all. Keep it up.
Thank you,
Thank you
fans.
so much, fans.
You are wonderful.
Oh, that was
A
beautiful.
really, really nice launch there from Red to finish out Boiling Caverns as well. As that's the final cutscene, and we're entering the final level of the game. This is a boss fight of sorts in 3 different phases, and they each have small bits of movement tech and a little bit of RNG at the very end of the game, which we all love.
Yeah.
This first phase is like a tower climbing phase, and the runners are gonna do some tech that's like kind of akin to bunny hopping, because there's a really heavy speed decay or air or like drag when you're on the ground, and so you want to stay in the air, but you also want to keep boosting. So you want to land and kind of skip across the tower. You know, landing, doing a boost, jumping as fast as possible, doing a couple tricks to build another boost, and then chaining those together
Yeah.
to stay at max speed and touching the
Kinda
ground
have
as
to-
little as possible.
Kind of have to like juggle your boost wisps, and it's very easy to accidentally drop one and
Yeah.
lose your trick combo, thus making you lose or kind of have to wait until a boost wisp spawns before you can boost again. So you have to be very careful to manage your boost wisps on the tower climb.
Especially because the camera is really, really zoomed out, so it's kind of just difficult to see what the Wraith is doing when you're doing
Uh-oh. Did we lose
the
Nate?
Wraith to notice, like,
Oh.
can I do another trick here?
Yeah, it also takes away your trick counter in the top right, so you kind of just have to rely on your gut feeling.
Yeah. Nice little cheetah strategy. You can go below these floating platforms and avoid all the falling rocks. It's worth noting that
Cheater.
you you can't die in this boss fight, but everything that hits you costs you time. So as speedrunners, we're still really interested in doing this effectively hitless. You can see skipping along the top of this half pipe setup.
Yeah, there are some yellow jellyfish that give you a horizontal boost, but it turns out to actually just be faster to continue juggling up above the half pipe. So
Yeah. There's another shout out to Cookies for being the first person to actually care about this level and and like tech it out. Yeah, that's the end of
Moving into
phase
the-
one.
Oh yeah.
You go.
Moving into this second phase of the boss fight called Cloud Sea, the primary way that we do it is to just stay above the half pipe entirely, where a tournament cannot hit us except for one move. And so we just kind of juggle staying above the ground, because every time you launch one of these fish orbs to deal damage, you actually regenerate one of your air jumps, as long as you do it correctly.
Yeah, let's be honest. This boss is getting absolutely owned. Like, none of its attacks can really hit you up here, and you can kind of just stay and keep attacking it back. And so we'll need to do a total of 18 attacks into this boss before it phases again. As Red is also doing our little bunny hop tech to climb all the way up, dodging rocks.
This is the
And,
attack
yeah.
that can still hit you.
Yeah.
And I get hit by it almost every
I
time.
realized today you could, you can move sideways to get out of the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
do a nice
and there
little
we
dodge.
go. We're moving into phase 3 called Perfect Sea, or Perfect Wave.
Yeah, and phase 3 is going to work a lot like the previous two, the previous phase, in that you have to collect fish balls and use them to launch attacks against the boss. But this time you are chasing the boss, and we're in a full pipe instead of a half pipe. And the spawning of these orbs is kind of RNG, and so the skill expression of the runner is reacting to where they can like take their line to make sure that they collect as many as fast as possible, both by slowing down to do sharp turns, but also by speeding up and boosting towards ones that are further away.
There are also, Tournament will spawn some firewalls around occasionally that will cost you a fair amount of time every time you run into them if you can't react fast enough.
Yes, Redman is also owning the boss in phase 2 here, styling on him on this side of the half pipe, where the boss's laser beam just almost can't really hit you.
Sadly, as blue, without access to the water rail, you do have to go back down and touch the lip of the half pipe occasionally, so it's dangerous when Tournament is doing the laser attack, because there we go.
Yeah, and,
on Wilbun's screen, we are now oh, we
we're into
already did the dolphin.
Yeah, we did the dolphin part of this this final phase. So it's split into 2 parts, where you collect orbs, do attacks, and then you do the world's hardest quick time event, where you mash your interact key, and then we do that once more. And time will be coming up for Will once the shark has finished its attacks against the boss. Once we finish the second half of this final phase. As Red is also moving into the final phase at this moment.
What? What is that hitbox? Why am I getting hit? What the heck?
Oh no.
Yeah, you're kind of getting rolled. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I am.
Here's the shark.
And here's the shark. So we gotta play a little volleyball with the boss, and afterwards it's just mashing, and then time will be coming up for Will.
Time for me will be on this last hit right about now.
Time.
There it is. Good job.
Wow, I got some really good RNG.
Yeah, you've been
just
catching
now.
up
Yeah, really.
in this phase. So Red is
I was-
doing yeah, world's hardest quick time event here against the boss, and we'll need to do one more phase before the fight is over.
I was gonna say, like, your Sky Abyss here has been extremely fast.
Yeah, one cool little bit of you know, if you feel in a risk-taking mood, you can do some tech for this phase where it doesn't really matter if you get slowed down by the firewalls as long as you just launched an attack, because there's like an internal cooldown before you can start building the next attack. So if you feel risky and you see like a fishbowl and you think it'll give you the charge you need for the next attack, and it's right in front of a firewall, then you can still go collect it, do your attack, and then immediately get hit right afterwards, and that won't lose you any time. But Red is coming up on time as well.
Surprisingly intricate strategy for just what would amount to a few seconds at most, but
Yeah.
that could be the difference between world records as the game
And
matures more.
Red's time is there.
Nice.
We go, and that is the end of our run. Congratulations to both of our runners. Really, really well
GGs.
done.
Yeah, congrats
Good
to the
job,
runners
guys.
there. GG's. Great job, guys.
And so, Red, do you have any shoutouts?
Yeah, I mean, shoutouts to the Discord. If you're interested in speedrunning this game, definitely please join the Giant Squid Speedrun Discord, where definitely we have a spreadsheet that shows all the different strats for each chapter that's in the game. So it should be very informative, and like I'm there like all the time, and you know, if anyone wants to get started, we have lots of tutorial videos. Newt made a tutorial video series. This game is really, really awesome. It also is going to be at AGDQ, so get ready for that. You're going to see more of this game if you pay attention to it. But yeah, definitely huge shout outs to everyone that has been involved in making the speedrun what it is. Couldn't do it without any of y'all. And yeah, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, shout out to Binary Breakers again for having us.
Woo!
This was super fun. Shout out to the Lavender Rights Project. Please donate. It's a great cause. Shout out to all my
Yes.
NBs in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make
and then,
Gugbame happen, man.
Yes,
This
excellent.
is definitely gonna happen.
GG's, guys.
Yeah, and like Redman said, check out Newt doing any percent on an AGDQ this January.
Is there any more message? Anything else you guys want to mention?
I think that's everything
I
for
think that's
us.
everything.
Yep, we're good.
Okay, well, GG, guys. We got more speedrunning coming up here on the Binary Breakers Hope for the Holidays. We will be back in just a minute.
Bye.